Ragni.
Don't do that shit. Scare the hell out of me.
Well, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. Screw it. Come on, everybody. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Hey. We are live, and it's Tuesday night, and I'm here. I know by the time this interview is done, this guy's gonna become a very good personal friend of mine because we're gonna have a ball tonight, and we're gonna find out who the fuck is Ray West.
I love when I do that shit. When I start hashtagging it like that, because I'm going to search for Ray West too, so it's all good, man. We're going to dig deep and do deep dives and really get into it.
We are, and so I got to tell Ray's story. So the world knows probably the biggest thing they know you from is Spread Eagle, the legendary band Spread Eagle out of New York City. So I want to tell my little story before we get into things. How I have this connection to the band Spread Eagle. I'm from Philly originally. Okay, I've lived in Philly all my life. You guys were just we'll get into that too. I'm pissed because I never got to see you guys live, and I live now in Nashville for the last 3 years, and you guys play Philly the first time the other night. God knows probably how long. So I was not able to be there, so I missed Spread Eagle playing Philly, and it kind of breaks my heart. But so in the early 90s, I went into the world of professional wrestling. At that point, as you can see, I'm not the thinnest guy, and you never saw overweight rock stars. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to lose weight. I'm not going to be a thin guy, and I'm going to go to my backup plan, and that's be a professional wrestler.
Oh, wow.
A professional
wrestler.
Yes. I went into that world. Yes. And I did all, yes. So every day as I would be driving up I-95 in Philly for 45 minutes to go do my training, I would listen to Spread Eagle's album.
Oh, wow.
And it would just get me so freaking pumped up. And at that time, too, as I'm going through the training, we were talking with the promoter and everything, trying to figure out what's going to be your gimmick. What is going to be your gimmick? And we had no idea. We couldn't come up with nothing. And finally, we came up with an idea of a biker gimmick. I was like, all right, I'm into this. This works. Because I used to have real long hair, and everybody thought I was a biker. So then, as the rides would continue every day to go to train, I'm like, what's going to be my theme music? What's going to be my entrance song? And it hit me. Switchblade Serenade became my entrance music for 3 years. And it's funny because I did a tag team, and it was a funny thing because my partner was an older guy, and he didn't give two shits about music or whatever. He was just like, whatever. You handle all the look, the everything. So I put it all together, and we'd be behind the curtain ready to go, and that music would start, and there's a little slow build up, and the promoter, my partner, everybody, go. I'm like, no, the fucking song's not ready. It's got to kick in. And as soon as
all right.
As soon as it kicked in, it brought me back to driving up I-95, getting that pump, getting ready to get in the ring, getting ready to kick some ass. So that song always, and still to this day, as I was listening to it over and over today, and that first album, getting ready for tonight, still gets me fucking pumped up as it did 30 years ago. And I love that album so much. And it always, you, Rob, and the rest of the guys will always have a special place in my heart.
Oh, wow, man. I wish you had some video to show me of you coming out to that song. That'd be epic for me, man.
I wish I did too. I had it, but I got divorced and I lost my possessions in the divorce. So, maybe someday I'll get it back. But hey, who knows?
It wasn't an amicable divorce?
Not at all.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Those are rough.
Yeah.
Those are rough.
Yeah.
I've been through it once. Oh, I just need once. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's I've never heard no one's told me that. I did not know that. That's fucking cool, dude. I wish I can't even picture it. That's just great because of all the songs on the record. It's just not I thought you were gonna say like Broken City or something, but the groove in Switchblade is fucking cool, man. That's
what a groove it is. Love
Good
that
on
fucking
you, man.
song.
Good on you.
Hey man, thank you guys for making that song exist.
That's awesome.
So all right, so we're gonna have a lot of fun, but I guess let's bang out the hard part of the interview first.
Okay.
And I'm sure you know where I'm gonna go. the recent thing with George Lynch. You hooked up with George. It was announced, and I'll tell you what, I was like, I was very excited. I was like, this is cool. I dig it.
Right.
And it was very, very short lived. And
Tell you
it
why.
seemed like, yeah, like, first off, how did you get hooked up with George? Was it through Rob? Because Rob's been playing for him for years, or?
Yeah. Rob, Rob is sort of like a great guy in the business. He's a steady dude to have in your squad if you're any band. Strong bass player. So he does play bass for Lynch when they go out from time to time. So Robbie was like, "Why don't you try to do this?" Here's how it went.
Okay.
Ray, listen, I talked to George, and he's like, he wants to bring you in. I talked about it. He says it's a cool idea. I was like, great, man, great. So here, and I'm gonna fuck it. I'll be honest. Here's the conversation.
Okay.
Ray, you have this two ways to go about this. He's got 4 gigs in July, but I'm gonna be there in September. So you
Mhm.
can either come with me in September, right, and do it, or the ballsy thing to do would be to jump in now. So
Sure.
I was like, well, wait a minute. I need the money.
Mhm.
I always need the money. So I said,
Sure.
you know what? I, I said, fuck it. Tell him yes. Tell him yes. So the next thing he tells me is there probably won't be any rehearsals. So I was like, let me just do it. Let me just fuck it, man. I'm just gonna go balls to the wall. I feel like doing it. I know I can do it. So I think he told me this about 3 weeks ahead, three
Okay.
weeks in advance. So about 3 weeks. So this is like sitting at home, listening to tunes,
Mhm.
trying to sort of like figure out the switches and the nuances of things of Oni and Don, whatever. And my problem is whenever I sing anything, I sing it like me. So, but I
Sure.
was trying. I said, let me adapt. Let me try to let me adopt this cover mentality and to
Mhm.
sing someone else's stuff, which I don't do. I'm famous for not singing anybody else's shit. But
Mhm.
so I said, let me just give it a shot. So I got days to prepare of just listening. Okay, I listen. I'll do some vocal exercises. I'll sing out loud to it in the house. But for me, you know, the way I'm built, for me to get a song into my DNA, I need to do
Mhm.
it live with the band in the pocket.
Sure.
I didn't really have that opportunity to do that. So, going from I've never approached these songs in my life, never really thought of singing
Mhm.
them before in my life, and here I am trying to prepare. So the next thing I know, I'm trying to cram, and as the date gets closer, I'm not feeling as confident as I should. Right?
So you early you felt it even before you
Well,
got
I'm
into the
feeling this
actual
thing. Yeah,
shows.
because I talked to a few people. I'm hearing myself talk, and I'm like, well, if I think I'll do a good job. That's not. I know me. I either do it or I don't. I either own
Right.
something or I don't. I just had no ownership of the material. Now, while
Wow.
this is going on, I don't think that George really researched me,
Okay.
and really vetted like the stuff I'd done recently and stuff like that. But he was just in his own thing, and if he'd
Mhm.
researched it, but well, Ray hasn't been singing since um, I hadn't done a gig with Spread since 2017, and I hadn't
Right.
done another gig I think since 2019. I hadn't sang a note. Okay,
Wow.
now if I was singing a note every day, I'd be like, I'll go knock this shit out. But
Sure.
Ray, the ballsy thing to do is maybe step in and do a couple of tunes. So that I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. So what happens is I think I should be ready, but I just didn't feel it like I should have. Anyway, the next thing I
Mhm.
know, I'm on a plane. I'm there with the guys, and it's still no rehearsal. I talked to George. He was cool. He was a sweetheart. Listen, we're not going to rehearse. It was kind of funny. He said, "What we'll do is a long sound check." Now
Okay.
I've been told I'm a workaholic, believe it or not. So it's like, Ray, whatever you do, Ray, this is my friends. Don't sing the whole sound check because you're going to burn yourself out. Okay. I
Okay.
sing the whole sound check as much as I can, and I feel tired, but whatever. I still feel like I'm good. So I don't. I even brought a lyric prompter with me, so because
Okay.
maybe that would help me. But there are certain songs that I didn't really work on because I didn't think we were going to do them, so I left it alone. So those lyrics are really to me.
So you weren't even given like a set list. Like this is
No,
this is what we're gonna do.
right. Once I got there, we wrote the set list. I was given a list of songs to learn. No, I was given a list of 12 songs to learn. Did that, but
Okay.
there was extra songs because when he plays his own stuff, it's just Lynch songs. Right?
Okay.
When he plays by himself, it's Lynch and Dawkins songs. When he opens up for
Yes.
Don, it's just Lynch songs. So I
Right.
tried to just cram. I tried to cram. It's on me, man. I just wasn't prepared. I didn't have the mechanics in my body. So I got up there and I just said, well, I'll just get away with what I can and be me. And when we did the first night, I thought I came out on fire. We did Into the Fire, but I'd never sang it before. We didn't even do it at sound check. So I just
Okay.
did it. You know what I mean? So okay, I'm getting
Right.
away with this, and as the set continues, I feel like there's some moments where I'm doing really well, and then I know there's moments when I'm just shitting the bed. You know,
Okay.
and,
Okay. So you were feeling it too.
I was feeling it, and
Wow.
if you don't have the
Yeah.
confidence when you're doing something, it's just not going to happen. It's my own
Yeah.
fault. It's not George's fault or Rob's fault. It's me for saying yes, I can when I should have said, you know what, I'll wait. If
Yeah.
I'd have waited till September, would have been a different story because I need the songs in my DNA. I
Sure.
just need that much. I need that kind of time. I'm slow
Sure.
learner. So there I am. I said, well, I'm fucking doing it. I'm in front of people. Might as well just keep going. So we finished the set. That night was all right, but I felt like I didn't go to notes, and I didn't have the mechanics.
Right.
Right? It's that simple, man. So right away, that night's done. The world we live in, there's no time for me to develop and be
Yeah.
perfect, because if someone shoots a video,
Hmm.
that's supposed to be perfection, and that's just the way the world works. I get it. I understand. It happens with Spread Eagle a lot. But in this situation, George has a big audience. He has people that are hardcore fans of his. And
Sure.
so I'm sure they're looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing with this guy? Like, Ray sucks, And then some
Wow.
people are like, oh, but Ray's having a good look. Ray, man, you're crushing. You're having a great time. You're doing your thing. But I know it's not happening. Next day rolls
Mhm.
around. It's an outdoor gig. Everybody checks. My check is shit. The mic's making all kinds of crazy low end noises. My in-ears don't get checked. So I'm told, hey, Ray, man, leave your in-ears here. When you come back, they'll be perfect.
Wow.
Don't ever do that.
Oh.
So I get up there. It's in a sort of like afternoon twilight shy. It's daytime. We're outdoors. There's thousands of people. It's awesome. I can't hear anything. It's a low end roar, and the song that they want to open up with, I've never touched it before. I tried to do it in a
Oh
sound check,
no.
and it wasn't great. So I'm like, let me just go for it. I hit the lyric machine. The lyrics for that song are ones that I didn't prep, so they're really small. I can't read them. So,
Oh.
and it just all went downhill, dude. It went downhill. So I said, let me just have fun. We got to somewhere in this set. I got to ad lib. That's where I enjoy it. Crowd interaction, ad lib. So I'm finding myself just the dominoes are falling, and I'm not winning. I'm not winning.
Yeah.
The people that are just there to have a good time are enjoying the whole thing. The people that are there,
Sure.
like they're just guys. There's just guys that live to do that. And there's people that go out to have a good time, and there's people that just like gotta hate. So, and look, I didn't do it well. It didn't work for me
Right.
that day. So everything just went downhill. So I just wrote it out, tried to have the best time I could, and then that's how it happened, man. Imagine uh, being learning a new language,
Yeah.
but you don't know it all, right? And
Yeah.
then when it comes time to speak the language, you just forget it. So my mechanics failed.
Mhm.
My confidence was still there because I was up there doing it, right? So the
Right.
ballsy move is just to do it. Remember,
Sure.
right? The ballsy thing to do is right.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, man. And I got in trouble
Yeah.
for it. I paid the price for it publicly. So everybody is if you're an artist, you're gonna shit the bed once or twice.
Sure.
It's all a matter of whether people are going to be forgiving or not. Now, there was 2 gigs on the weekend following, so I thought, maybe, this will just chill out and I'll get to work really hard. Because one of the words I said, the sentence I used was, hey, I'm going to bust my ass this week, so this doesn't ever happen again.
Right.
But I wasn't given that opportunity. So it was just like, listen, let's just chill right here, and let's keep a dialogue open and all this, because I was excited as anybody else about doing a record with the guy.
So
I
so
thought,
that was the potential plan then.
yeah,
So the plan
as I
it,
got on,
it was going to be a permanent thing then.
as I got on board, I was like told, we're going to do an album myself. Great, man, great. My
Okay.
signal on his signal would be something original and cool. That's my feeling on it. So, anyway, this weekend happened. It was shit on my part. They're amazing guys. George is
Yeah.
a sweetheart. Great, great player, man. It's fucking George, man. Jimmy's awesome, sweetheart, and we had Jaron from Tantric, sweet. They're all
Yeah.
great guys. Dangerous
I've known
band,
Jaron for years. He's a Philly
right?
boy.
They were just great to me, man. We're all these car rides together. It just didn't work out. It just didn't go my way on
Sure.
when it was time to perform, and I paid the price for it. So for everybody that just doesn't feel I did the job, I apologize. Shit happens. I would have liked the chance to do it again. So that's an open thing. Whatever. I don't
Yeah.
expect to be called, because I forgot who the fuck I was.
Mm.
Now, that's hard for any singer to say, I think, because the Ray fucking West thing is something that, came with the confidence and the cocky fucking swag back in the day.
Sure.
So sometimes I'm that Ray fucking West guy, but that's why who the fuck is Ray West? So I've been on the search for myself and my power for a long time.
Mm.
And luckily, Spread Eagle gigs also came at the end of the month. So
Yeah.
the thing was, I would do the George gigs. My voice would be wide open because spread vocals are much more crazier than the Lynch and the Dokken vocals.
Yeah,
That's like
exactly.
vocal acrobatics,
Yeah.
So I figured the scheme was, Ray, you'll do the George gigs, you'll open up and be ready for spread. You're
Mm.
never
Okay.
ready for spread. You're never ready for spread because it's just all over the place. It's like me, like spread vocals are like me at 110 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So that's the story. That's the story. So I had to go from like kind of getting knocked off the ledge a little bit, because my confidence. I took a pretty good shot in the balls by not coming back and say, hey, Ray, we're gonna let you work it out for a week, and you come back and we'll nail it. I didn't get that
Yeah.
opportunity. That's cool. I get it. I'm a big boy about it. You know what I mean? And I don't want nobody fucking cry tears for me because I'm cool, man. Because
Yeah.
we did the spread gigs this weekend, and I fucking got on fire, man. It was great.
Hmm.
The first night in Philly, I feel like I hope I'm not preempting any questions, but the first night in Philly was fucking. It's like I found my shit.
That's awesome.
Like I found it. So between shit in the bed on the Lynch gig and the spread gigs, I busted my ass.
Mm.
My vocal reps every day. Vocal. It's like working out. You got to work
Sure.
that shit out. So the whole thing was get open, get open. Rob's always like, you're gonna do it, and you're gonna hear the pop, because the pop is where it happens. You just sort of you break the ceiling.
Yep.
And my vocals are all right, but when I break the ceiling, well, fuck it, I'm a
Mm.
beast on fire, bro. It's great. I feel good.
That's
So
awesome.
Friday, everybody was super sweet to me at the venue. Nobody brought the shit up. So I was like, this is awesome. Let's have a good time. I think people wanted to see me do well. And I felt that. And I felt that
Yeah.
kind of pressure to do that. So once I was like, well, it's my
That's
stuff.
awesome.
I should just fucking own it. So Friday we went up there and we fucking kicked ass. I was like, but now remember what my mindset is. I wish I could tell you, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just on fire all the time, bro. I'm a fucking rock star. It's cool. And I'm not built like that. I'm a real motherfucker. So it's like I get up there, I either do my shit, it's gonna hit, I feel it, and I promised myself I was gonna sing with earplugs in, no in-ear monitors. I didn't give a fuck about the wedges, just fucking earplugs, just me and my little brain.
Okay.
We opened up with a song called Devil's Road, and it's it's a MIDI vocal, but it's just above. It sits in a head voice register,
Okay.
and I just heard it pop, man. I just fucking started flying this little pocket of air. My vocal guy Jamie's like, it's like a little pocket of air you ride. It feels like you're fucking flying when it's done right. And I'm like, wow, this
That's
feels
awesome.
different than I did earlier in the month. Like this feels like how it's supposed to feel. And yeah, it is my stuff, but it's so heady that I was afraid
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna be able to do it. But I
Sure.
just said, man, my mentality changed. I got the switch. You're on. People are looking at you. And
Hmm.
so the first song hit, second one hit better, and just kept rolling. And I felt fucking great. And I didn't need validation. I got it from myself.
That's
You
awesome.
know, and I don't want to sound too sappy or corny, but it is the way it is. And then we did Saturday at Arlene's, and Saturday was a different gig. It's a small room, and
Yeah.
it's really tight, and it's got the who's who of New York in it, and the who the fuck are
Hmm.
you in New York in it, and you want to do well. So our
Sure.
producer was there from the first record. We had a lot of friends show up, and it's different when you do a gig for a room for a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
loose. It's different. And then when it gets smaller, it's like, oh, this feels like a rehearsal in front of my friends.
Right.
So we did it,
Right.
and Broken City can be my albatross.
Okay.
It could be my cross, man. Really, And if I can't hit it that night, I get pissed. So I have moments in Broken that are just spot on, and it's that song that always works me out. It's like that's how I test myself. Luckily, we got through that. It was a great night. If the set was fluid, I had some moments where I wasn't happy, but that's because I'm a fucking perfectionist, pain in the ass, overly sensitive, too emotional motherfucker. And most people that know it. Ray, man, you're too hard on yourself. Well, let me do that, and you just chill out, have a good time. I'll take care of
Right.
myself. Because I know people that see something and feel something, and when I don't deliver, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
So after the Lynch thing, I felt terrible. felt terrible. I let him down. I let myself down, and doing these, and then we played Jersey on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Jersey was like, we had people singing every night, which blew my fucking mind, singing back to us. So
Yeah.
Sunday night they sang their asses off, and it made me feel special about shit. It made, hey, look at you, you're kitty, you're showing your pussy.
There you go,
I had to
showing
do
it off.
but it made me feel. It made me remember how special the band is.
Yeah.
You know, I forget that's when I was in high school, I loved Van Halen. That was my band. So when I met them, I was like, oh my God. So when
Right.
people were in high school and they were listening to Spread, I have those people coming up to me. But they're
Yeah.
singing the songs. They're singing all up through these eyes. Broken City, they see me working it out. Well, Ray's singing his ass off, but we're going to help him here. We're all cheering.
Right.
And it just all comes together. So the 3-day run was fucking awesome for me. It opened me up. It made me remember who the fuck I was
That's
and my
awesome.
power. You know, had my James Brown moment, whatever the fuck you want to call it. You know, and listen, man, there's a zillion singers on the planet, but I do my thing, and I know how it works, and I
Right.
know how people react to it when it's done well. So that's always in the back of my mind. I always want to do well. I never fuck off gigs
Right.
like I used to. You know, it used to be all about drinking and drugging
Sure.
and being half-assed. And I see all the videos of my past days. I hate it. So I just want to be in the pocket. I want to just fucking make people happy. I'm not there to piss people off. You fucking
Sure.
suck. I'm there just to make people happy. So that's where I come from. It's that, you know, I always want to be a party. I don't want to see anybody sad, you know. So I feel great. I'm glad that we
That's
did it.
awesome.
I feel like I've been talking for an hour now. I'm sorry, man. You didn't get to ask
Dude.
anything.
Well, I mean, but with the Lynch thing, like, it was almost like kind of being set up for failure almost, because I mean, maybe it's me, but going into a situation like that where there's no rehearsals, and I think, and maybe the vibe I'm getting too is, and I think you kind of like touched on it very small, like it's not your stuff, so it's kind of harder. Like I can't picture sitting there, like just sitting in your house, like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and listen to these songs, and you walk around your house singing them, or go in your car and freaking drive around and sing them, and then all right, I got to get on stage now and do these shows. Like it's not the same.
Right. There's, I'm going to call it the cover singer mentality. I got lots
Yeah,
of my friends that are cover singers. God bless them. They make money up the
sure.
fucking ass, singing other
Hmm.
people's stuff, delivering someone else's emotions, if you will.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
and if you're a good singer, great. There's plenty of good singers on the planet. You go to listen
Hmm.
to America's Got Talent, all that shit. Everybody in a 5-foot radius can sing something.
Right.
But there's guys that the problem is if they do cover songs, when it comes time to be them, there's nothing. Sometimes those like want to be
Right.
generic, and
Hmm.
that's that. So I know. Look, I just became friends with a brilliant cover singer down here, Warren Crook, and he fucking is amazing. But when he does a cover, he does it his way.
Okay.
You know, like everything sounds like a cool redo. He's
Sure.
amazing. Has a band called Shovelhead. They're fucking they're unbelievable. So I spoke to him too before I did the Lynch thing. But I digress. I think if you have a cover song mentality, you can sing anything in the fucking world.
Yeah.
But there's no soul to what you're doing. You're
Hmm.
just getting through it, singing the notes, and making everybody at the bar happy. You
Yeah.
know, I think when you do something as an art,
Hmm.
the style of what I do, there's something to it, I guess.
Sure.
So it's super intensive. I'm exhausted when I'm done. It's very physical. There's a physicality to singing spread eagle music, I think,
Sure.
and that's why if it doesn't go into my DNA and I don't get the
Hmm.
mechanics of it, I don't get the time to develop the mechanics of it properly. It's just not going to happen. But that falls on me because I could prepare for 3 weeks and I could
Yeah.
think the mechanics should be great. So it just falls on me, man.
Yeah.
It didn't work out for me at that weekend, and it wasn't given time to develop. That falls on whoever, because I
Right.
know with my balls on the table now that I can sing wide open. I'm like, I can go do that, but I
Hmm.
had to be given time, and I got rock in a hard place, man. I went to do the gig, didn't get to really develop into it, and that's the way it goes, man. Life goes
Sure.
on. Next,
Yeah.
you
Now,
and
had you ever been offered a spot like that before? Like, maybe, how many
no,
of the bands you
no.
met
I mean,
from?
I think what it is, there's a very small circuit of people
Hmm.
that do this. and it's the money's kept in that circle.
Yeah.
So I notice a lot of guys go from band to band,
Hmm.
or one singer will sing for one band, the same singer will be used for that band,
Yeah.
and so on. So, but it's a very small circle of people, and everybody protects the money. So I don't
Yeah.
think I'm going to get any calls from singer friends of mine. Go, yo, dude, man, I got a gig for you. I wish it was like that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure if the right gig came along, I thought this might be the right gig, but I just didn't have time to develop.
Yeah.
Um, why I'm not given more time to develop, that's not on me. Maybe I just really pissed somebody off so bad that they're like,
Yeah.
man, don't let Ray do this again. And that's cool. It's a very personal thing. It's all very personal. Sometimes it's business. Sometimes it's very, very personal.
Hmm.
Right. So
But how was George when he told you? Was he cool or?
it was cool. George has been in the business a long time. So
Yeah.
he knows how to talk to people in his
Hmm.
vernacular, and you accept his vernacular because it's George, man. So,
Yeah.
his thing is like, he uses the word fit. Like first it was Ray, he's a great fit. I heard the word fit. We're gonna fit well.
Hmm.
People say he's a great fit. And then that word was used again. So I didn't hit the right notes, and that made me not the right fit. At
Right.
the time I was needed to be on point and be on fire and be perfect. I wasn't. So maybe it's just it could be a million one reasons. I honestly don't really think into it that much, because if I do,
Hmm.
I'll get all crazy.
Right.
So whatever the reasons that George either will do it in the future or won't, that's on him, not me. Because
Right.
I've extended my hand, and I'm like, hey, listen, man, I'll work, but I have other things to do as well. But he's cool, man. He was just like, listen,
Yeah.
man, don't hate me, but this house has to be right now. I'm like, oh, I'm cool. I don't hate you. I couldn't hate you if I tried, dude. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So, and I'm a nice guy too. But if I don't like you, I'll fucking let you know. If I don't want to work with you, I'll fucking tell you, look, man, I don't like you. We're just not working. But George is a little more political than that. A little more political. He knows how to. He's a little more diplomatic. So
Yeah.
he was really cool about it. I'm not bugging him about it. He's not bugging me about it. It's just like next page. But if he does, I was kind of hyped on doing this album business. Because I think that my signal with whatever he plays would have been kind of cool and something original.
Sure.
But because I don't think it would have sounded like Spread. I don't think it sounded like Lynch Mob.
Yeah.
It's just me. And like I said, people seem to say that I have a different kind of signal. That's cool. I think it's all right. It's all right.
Hey, you never know. Maybe he'll come back to the well again. You never know.
There's a lot of guys lined up to sing for that gig. So as one falls, the other one steps up. It's like that. It's like football, man. There's always somebody next up. A
Next
friend
man
of mine
up.
called me. This kid that sings down here. He called me and says, "Hey, man, does George tune down?" Oh, they tune down a half step. He goes, you think you could hook me up with him? I'm like, dude, man. He says, the mentality down here is funny. He's like, I says, bro, I mean, send me some tunes, and I'll send whoever I can for you. I'm cool like that. And if not me, somebody else will get the money.
Right.
Then the next thing was the mentality down here was, hey man, can you give me his number? I said, dude, if I gave you his number, he'd never speak to me again. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Exactly.
So the mentality of like guys that want the gig and that are really hungry. There's so many singers out there waiting in line for their spot. Who am I to fucking hold anybody up? But I just know, like I told you, I've extended the branch. I'm here for him. Maybe it's just too late. I fucked up, and that's just that. So moving on. I like the guy.
Yeah. I mean, look, he's a guitar god. He really, in my eyes,
Lynch, man.
he's George fucking Lynch. Yeah. I mean, what more can be said?
Yeah, man.
So
Look, here I'll say it. Hopefully, people tune in. If you're pissed because I didn't get it right, I'm fucking sorry. Come see Spread Eagle.
Exactly.
That's my cup of tea. You know what I mean?
That's the real. What's Ray West stank is put on that.
Yeah, man. I think if I was a more like progressive singer and could sing everything, I'd be working left and right. I haven't chased the gigs, so I got this call and I just went for it. Whether I was ready or not, I just did it. That's on me, man.
And you know what? Even if you waited that month for when Rob would be back in the fold, you still don't even know if it would have worked out. It just might not have worked out. You never know. Even if.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that's going to tell you, oh, that would have worked out fucking great. Well, I would have been there. But shit happens, man. You know? Look, I walked away from a record deal and I walked right into drugs. Shit happens.
Mm. I will. Let's talk about that record deal because.
Oh, there I am. Oh, not today, bro.
At that time, it's kind of like it's hard to believe, but it's almost not hard to believe. Like, how does a band get signed that didn't play any gigs and were just only had a couple songs written, and you guys get signed to MCA Records?
Momentum and connections. This business is all about relationships. Our
Right.
manager at the time, Charlie Gambetta, was connected to some people in the business. You know, it's a small business, like I said.
Okay.
Everybody knows everybody. Trust me.
Sure.
And it came at a time when a lot of bands were being signed across the country. But in New York
Yeah.
City, a lot of labels came in
Mhm.
and we're picking up bands left and right. Beggars and Thieves, all these other bands that got signed out of New York, Skin and Bones. But MCA was
The
developing a brand new
Tops.
hard rock department.
Yeah.
They needed bands and they were hungry. I thought they were hungry. The guy that signed us was very hungry. Anyway, Charlie has this. We make a 4 or 5 song demo, and it
Okay.
started getting around. He gave it to some people in the business, and the next thing you know, we were in our rehearsal studio. We had done some small gigs in the city. We weren't like just not playing. We were writing
Oh,
and
okay.
playing
Okay.
shows.
Oh, so you guys. Okay.
We played like the Limelight, the Limelight Sanctuary, places like that. And
Okay.
we were writing. We became a writing rock band in the studio with a rehearsal room
Okay.
attached. So you write, you rehearse, you write, you rehearse. The tape went around with just 5 songs written, and people started dropping by the rehearsal room. So we didn't do showcases like go sit up in some SIR and put
Yeah.
out a cooler beer for everybody and shit like that.
Right.
They came to the room. We would stand to the back of the room. We would sit you
Hmm.
and when you came in these chairs, and we would be at the other end of the room, and we would start off with like scratching a cat, but we would run across the room and get right in your fucking face. Like Bruce was like, on the chair, like and his face is right. I felt bad for him, and I guess we scared him enough where he's like, these motherfuckers are crazy. We should sign them. And it was like a few days of people coming in. RCA, whatever. We had good friends, Kaplan. I think it was Columbia or CBS, whatever. My names are get messed up. A lot of fog here over the years. Um, and they came to rehearsals, and we got signed with those 5 tunes. Bruce Dickinson of MCA, Bruce Dickinson of the
Hmm.
SNL skit. Well, Cowbell, that's our Bruce, not Iron Maiden Bruce. He's like, I'll take them. They're fucking hungry. They're on fire. I see they're crazy as fuck. They write every day. They play every day. All they do is eat, sleep, and drink rock and roll. Let's sign them up. And it was us and good friends of ours, Law and Order. He signed them as well.
Okay.
And we all became 2 families that hung out together quite a bit in the city. And that's how it works, man. It's just a lot of momentum.
Wow.
Once you hear a band's on fire, well, who are they? Why have we never seen them around town before? Who the fuck is this band?
Yeah.
And it's about the energy we all had. Paul had great writing energy and great performance energy, and Rob had it, Tommy had it, and I had it. We all just gelled, and at the same time we clicked,
Mm.
and we developed our own little writing style. And I was doing scratching a cat like at 4 a.m, and I was really pissed off about something, and Charlie was mad that I didn't do a note properly. So I was like, oh, and they recorded that. You got to keep doing that, really. And so that became a thing. So I became a little more aggressive. It just I used to be like this really like, as melodic as you can be, soft singer. Want to be like, in fucking every boy band. I don't know. It's just a soft rock kind of thing. It just wasn't. It was a Bon Jovi school, Van Halen school. I needed to get a little dirty.
Right.
So that's what New York did for me. And that's what they did for me. They pulled me out. They pulled the darker side of me out. Anyway, and the band did that too. So we trying to keep track with this. So that a lot of momentum, man. Momentum,
Yeah.
who and being on point when they come into the room.
Right.
Right.
That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's how we
I
got
mean, that I mean, seriously, that album. I mean, still, like I said, it's just a dirty, grooving rock and roll album, and I was like, oh shit, this is like the East Coast answer to freaking Appetite for Destruction. Like this is.
You're not the first person to say that. That was the vibe, and that was the niche.
Yeah.
We were, guns, skids. We were
Hmm.
getting in that niche, and it's funny because when we played the foundations, the Concrete Foundations Forum,
Yeah.
like we played in the same, like it was us and Pantera. At one time,
Okay.
one day, Dimebag was like, "Bro, you got a great set of pipes." That was a huge compliment. I fucking love that band.
Wow.
For Dimebag to say that to me, they made me feel
Yeah.
fucking special as fuck. I was like, "Whoa, man, I think I can do this." Anyway, uh, momentum, brother, momentum, lots of energy, lots of testosterone, and lots of Jack Daniels.
The
You got it in
secret
there.
ingredient. The secret ingredient.
I thought it used to be till I saw the videos. I'm like, oh my god, you drunk fuck! What are you doing? What are you doing?
But it's the whole MCA thing though. Like they put together a killer roster of bands with you guys, Pretty Boy Floyd, Jet Boy, and they had Trickster, and Trickster was like their one that they really put over
Yeah,
the top. But you guys, between you guys, Pretty Boy Floyd, and Jet Boy, three amazing bands and albums were put out, and it's just like, where'd they go?
they didn't know what to do, man. When the time came to put the money on the table, they didn't know what to do. They gave us a lot of money when they signed us, and we all obviously had to pay it back. You
Sure.
know, um, it just they didn't know what to do, man. The rock department was new, it was fresh, but they just didn't. The higher ups in the food chain didn't know
Right.
what to do. How many times we felt so stranded. We felt stranded because we were like on the bus and waiting for a video to come out. It didn't come out. We put all this work into these cool videos, and
Mm.
they don't come out. And you're just another fucking band in the line. So you spend your entire youth developing into something. You take all this energy of all your life and you put it into
Right.
this work, and then you give yourself over to these people that are making decisions for you. And production and management include. I'm gonna get to our management too. A lot of bad decisions were made. There was a lot of learning curve going on.
Right.
And the people that we had some great people, but we should have been handed over to like a really great management company, that had a record, a track record, and all these little things.
Hmm.
But the team that we had in the beginning was strong and hungry, and it just as
Right.
time went on, things started to chip away, and things get ugly, man. And next thing you know, you're just four guys sitting there, fucking, sitting around your dicks in your hands, and it's not a pretty picture.
I mean that's got to be like such
Heartbreak.
a frustrating. Yeah, like I mean, how many billions of people have wanted to live that dream with their music, and you figure you get to that point, you got the, especially back then. And now I don't think it means a freaking thing, but back in the peak of the music industry of rock and roll and hard rock and everything, you get that fucking deal, and you're thinking
Right.
to yourself, this is it,
And
and
it's
everybody's praising you guys,
and it's the real
and
deal. It's not like, it's not the record club where it's a penny, an album a month for a penny. It's the
right,
real deal. It's like
right,
you're in the business, man. You're shaking hands with people that are like, Richard Palmisi, the head of MCA. You're at his house, you're at his party, you're at the Four Seasons where there's sushi in this room and steak in this room and fish in that room.
right,
You're in a whole different world, man. We were invited into the party,
yeah,
but you only get to stay so long, man. Because MCA had a lot of. We went in when we got signed. MTV was doing its thing. They were doing that melodic rock thing, and it was just
yeah,
switching over a little bit. And then like MCA became a really the main part of their label was the rhythm and blues soul label. All
okay,
the Bill Bev DeVoe, Jody
hmm,
Watley, Kool and the Gang, JC. Like that was where the attention was. Rock and roll became this sort of like, it's a little thing to do on the side.
okay,
Rock and roll slowly has gone underground, as you notice. So
right,
what we do is this ancient art form of live rock and roll. So it's you go in with eyes wide open, and even though your eyes are wide open, people are still trying to get shit by you.
yeah.
And a dream turns to a nightmare pretty quickly. We hung out, we had a good time. It was a good run.
Was it quick? Like,
When it was good, it was good.
right,
You leave in a beautiful bus. You know, you,
mhm,
there's nothing like it. There's nothing like stepping into the bus and you're in the bubble with the guys,
yeah,
and everything goes, man. Anything goes.
yeah,
The girls stay home, and the boys go out to play, and anything went. We were horrendous, but what a good time, man. The good times were fucking great. I experienced things, I saw things that can't be unseen, because it gets trippy. Some of these bus
Sure.
drivers, they take you out. They know where everything is that nobody
Yeah.
knows about. Like in the middle of the woods somewhere in Idaho, there's a freaking stripper bar where they do crazy things, and only these guys know. And it's a secret world, man. And you get to go see all that shit. But it was the beginning was great, and of course as the money goes and things get ugly.
Yeah.
Personalities change. They become unhappy. Things happen in the studio. Drummers don't get to play on their own songs. People get brought
Right.
in. That creates disharmony, and the rest is history.
Mm.
But
Crazy,
now
crazy.
it's a resurgence of this album, and it's blowing my fucking mind. It's blowing my mind. It's like the little gem that was hidden, and people are discovering it. So
Yeah.
I told Rob last night, man, I think that Spread was ahead of its time because we don't sound like anybody else.
Yeah.
I think it's ahead of its time, whatever that means. Because through the when the grunge clicked, someone in the mid '90s, we were going to go to another label, and that's when I walked.
Hmm.
So as my old manager says, you had the brass ring and you threw it away. But it's just I was so discontent with the whole fucking thing. You want something all your
Yeah.
life, you get it, and then it's
Yeah.
not what you thought it was going to be.
So, all right, so you walk away, but what the fuck do you do? Like,
The drugs.
yeah.
Come on, it's rock and roll 101. There's a book somewhere. What do you do? You walk away, you do drugs, you become a drug addict, and you talk about all the great things you did in rock and roll days. I just there was a million reasons why I walked away. It wasn't just because the business sucked.
Yeah.
There was like a power thing going on with people that were controlling us, and we couldn't get out from under the umbrella. I didn't want to be controlled by them anymore. So I
Right.
don't like being told what to do by people I don't respect.
Sure.
If you lose my respect, I'm not going to do for you. I'm not going to be the thing you want to be. The
Yeah.
thing that gets you the steak dinner. I'm not going to be that. The thing that makes your conversation. I'm not going to be that thing. But pay the price for that. So I thought it was cool to just I'll go do stand up comedy. I'll go do theater. I'll go I always wanted to be a cook. So I wanted to go to chef school. Went to New York restaurant school. You define other things to preoccupy your mind to get rid of that shit.
So you weren't doing music at all at that point then?
For a couple of years, I wasn't.
Wow.
For maybe 2 straight years, I was just all I did was party. I lived off my name and the band name, and New York City just gave me everything. New York City fed me, clothed me, took care of me, fucked me, all those things. It took care of me.
Shit.
Wow. And then there was a point where I was like, well, wait a minute. I've been down for a while, so let me just get rid of this drug shit. This is stupid because I'm about to kill myself. And I said, well, what do I do now? So I think I started a band with a guy named Dave Matos. That didn't work out. But I was in a band called Girls of Porn. We started that was a fun band. It was kind of like a Jane's Addiction meets Rage Against the Machine music meets Jane's Against Addiction. We made like one demo. We made like a demo with 2 songs and never went anywhere. But we had a great time. We drank a lot of Jack Daniels in that band. We had a great time. And then, I did stand up for like a year and a half. But when I did stand up for a year and a half, I was actually getting pretty good at it. But then I got sucked into another music project. Every time I get rolling on something, music always pulls me back in. So
when you were doing stand up, were you talking about your rock and roll stories?
Believe it or not, no. I was actually
really
because my family's Latin. So I'm like a defective Latino because I don't have an accent.
Okay.
So I don't talk like this. So I'm defective, right? But just things like religion. I didn't really do, but I think now would be if I did it now, it'd be like I have so much material to go back on because of all the years of things, Or I could just write some pieces and do it. But I just love the idea of getting up in front of people and telling your story.
Sure.
Like the big thing about like Sunday night that I enjoyed was I hadn't done a Spread Eagle headline set in a long time. Wow. You got 90 minutes, man. You could like hang out and talk and just be natural.
Yeah.
It's not just a hit and run. So I enjoyed that. But getting back to it, I think I spent the 90s. I went to cooking school because the Food Network was a big deal. And I thought it'd be cool to be a rock and roll chef of some kind. So I loved food. but the experience of cooking in a kitchen, like to really gain experience, was horrendous
Wow.
because you're in there. It's hot. You got knives. There's
Yeah.
angry people. Lots of angry people in the kitchen.
A lot of stress, a lot
But
of pressure.
I love cooking. I love food. Like I'm an Anthony Bourdain disciple. He was my hero,
Nice.
you know. And I'm ashamed that he passed away. It's fucked up,
Mhm.
but he was my hero. All my heroes seem to fucking take themselves out. I love Chris Cornell. Took himself out. Chester Bennington took himself out. When I grew up, I'll give you a quick one. I don't know whether it's me. Um, I'm a child of divorce, so I was raised by a show called The Midnight Special,
Okay.
right? And on that show, it's like when you're a kid, you watch that. That's all you want to do.
Hmm.
Then you hear about Janis Joplin, and Jimi Hendrix, and oh man, they were great, but they did heroin. They
Hmm.
all died, and you're like,
Hmm.
oh wow. I don't think about the die part. I'll just do the heroin part because I think that's cool. Because I'm just an idiot young guy, and I don't know any better. I don't have anybody say to me, Ray, that's not how you fucking think.
Yeah.
I had to just be my own man as a kid. I had two younger brothers. I had to be the leader of the house. So maybe that might be a thing. That because of a child of divorce and the oldest brother, I had to be like leader of a rock band all the time. So maybe that's my problem. Unless I'm in charge, it doesn't go my way. Something to think about. I never thought about it.
Hey, I'm with you. I start getting nutso when people don't listen to
No,
me. And
I'm asking my own question. God damn it!
hey,
No, man.
well,
But
you,
that's it.
well,
I tried everything: acting, comedy. I just love the idea of performing. So that's what I did when I left the band.
going back real quick to the whole chef thing. I say this now all the time, and I've interviewed like a lot of chefs from like Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen and stuff like that.
Oh man, awesome.
I I think the rock stars of today are fucking chefs.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Do you know the restaurant Alinea,
No.
Chef Krantz? Man, there's a show on Netflix called Chef's Table,
Okay.
and he's on that Massimo, the Italian. Actually, Massimo has the #1 restaurant in the world, the Italian restaurant. It's in Venice, I think. I forgot the name of it.
Wow.
But yes, man, because the term rock star is so watered down, and it's become
Hmm.
more of a term used in the culinary world. Man, that guy made the most amazing olive souffle, top whatever. He's a rock star. You rock that steak, you're a rock star. So that word
Yeah.
doesn't mean shit to me anymore. People were using it this weekend. You gotta be like a rock. Fuck that. I don't like that word. Whatever. I love food. I've traveled a little bit, and I've tasted some great food. I'm a foodie, I think. But I'll also turn around and eat some fucking Popeyes fucking chicken. It's just delicious. I'm a big fan of I watch all the food shows. Like the stuff that comes on Netflix and that are really those things look great. Those those films look great. I like that. I'm a food porn guy. Maybe that's what it is.
Oh, hey, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Something about food. Now, do you still talk
Gotta
with
eat.
Gotta eat. You still talk with the original guys at all, Tom and Paul?
Well, I've corresponded with Paul via Facebook.
Okay.
We he's nice things. He's doing his thing, and he's a whole different being than he was with us.
Sure.
He's his mentality is more about spirituality and yoga and healing and I imagine smoking weed and fucking girls in India. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think that he's happy. He's happy.
Right.
Is what I get the feeling. Tommy, I think I spoke to Tommy once or twice. Now, I don't read much posting, believe it or not,
Okay.
because I think a singer it's really difficult because a lot of it's just like, oh, he sucks. He's great. He's nice. But I don't have a social presence as much as I should on social media. But I know that Tommy is on there quite a bit ever since he discovered the internet or something. But I speak with him a little bit. But I noticed that in post, he doesn't seem very positive or glowing about anything that we're doing nowadays. So I don't really
Oh,
speak to
okay.
him. I just read some things. I read into things maybe, and he's kind of like, what was the one about? Maybe they're just old guys, living their dream or some shit. It's like kind of like a little slap and tickle kind of thing is what I got. But I
Yeah.
think he's a sweetheart. I get the feeling. He might tell you different. I just get the feeling Tommy's not really a fan of the new spread like he says he is. But Hopefully he
Gotcha.
doesn't, hopefully maybe I'm reading it wrong, because I would love Tommy to be like, oh, you guys are fucking amazing. I wish them well. But remember, I've been in a bus with Tommy. I've been in a bus with Paul, and we all know how each other actually think.
Yeah.
And I know. So it's not that I don't reach out to them, but they don't. It's the same in return. I think they wish us well, but
Yeah.
I get the feeling they really don't. They're just doing their own things. They don't give a shit
Yeah.
about
They're
us.
living our lives. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. If you're not a part of something, what are you gonna do?
Right.
I did notice the other night on Saturday that I heard he posted all the videos of our show. So maybe he's trying to be a part of it. I don't know. So maybe
Hmm.
by posting all the videos, it's either like, hey, look, they suck, or these are my friends and I love them. So it could go either way. I hope
Yeah.
it's always positive, because I do love Tommy, because he's a sweetheart. But I just noticed in comments, maybe he's
Hmm.
not the most flattering of comments, I guess.
Interesting.
I'm
So,
just being honest, man. I'm not gonna fucking lie to you about shit.
hey,
Too old to fucking lie, bro.
I hear you. I hear you. So all right. So like you said, you guys came off a nice weekend of some killer shows, and it's pretty like crazy to think that you guys haven't played any shows since 2017.
Yeah, man. Because we'd gone to London somehow. Oh, we'd gone to do we did the Hard Rock Sleeves Festival, which is a big deal over there. And
Yeah.
we went to London. We went to the UK, and we went to Germany. That was cool too. Germany was great. That was great, man. But we had such a good time and such good momentum that's when Frontiers came and was like, you guys should do an album now. And so
Nice.
we did Subway,
Okay.
but we haven't done a live show since 2017. So you think about that, how crazy that is. Most bands, they're in a warehouse, or they get together once a week. They're local. But when everybody starts living in different places, things get a little
Yeah.
tricky. Luckily Rob and Ricky, and now John, John, we all pretty close in the city and stuff. But it's cool. We're good.
So
2017 now.
what's going to be the plan going forward now? Is there going to be more shows? And
Now that we have this under our belt and we know that we can do this at this really cool level, now let's just get as many gigs under our belt as possible. Let's just start doing it. So we're going to
nice.
continue writing this new album, because we do want to make another album, and we
Cool.
had to put it off for a month of writing, so things got a little slow, and now we're back to it. Now that this is done, Rob's off the road for a little while. My schedule is pretty cool right now too, so we're able to just click, write, and play. So right now, to book a show, you need 2 months in advance, maybe 3, 6 if you can,
Mhm.
to do it right. So we'll book us. I think we have something in November, but I don't know where it is. I'm sorry. I'll try to get that information to you. We have something in Denver, something in Houston, but they have to be signed on. I think they're not signed off on yet.
Right.
But the goal is now to play as much as possible
Love
while
it.
we're all still alive.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because tomorrow's not promised, my friend.
I say it every day.
That's why, if someone offers me a gig, and I'm going to go fucking do it. Even if I don't know the songs, I'll try, because you never know, right? Because tomorrow's not promised, man. So many of my friends are gone. It's weird, man. And whether it's COVID or just life, cancer's a motherfucker too. Cancer could suck my fucking dick.
Hey, I lost both my parents to that. Fuck cancer.
Yeah, it's a bitch, man.
Don't even get me started on that one.
Yeah, all right. So we'll just.
So now, how about there was some other stuff I saw you did? You had All Points West, which you did a while ago. Was anything else with that ever again, or?
That is my calling card. That's my bio, man. So, in around 2009, I got together with my friend Miguel Gonzalez down here. Nino, so call him Nino Gonzalez.
Okay.
He's a brilliant writer. He's like this great untapped talent down here. We wrote. We had a little band together, and we wrote in that band while we were together. Now we had about 10 songs laying around doing nothing. So I says, if no one's doing anything with these songs, I want to use them. Right? So let's record them and put a fucking album out with it. So we recorded these songs. I called it APW because I don't think Ray West is so badass to fucking name an album after him. Who the fuck, right? Who the fuck is Ray West?
Who the fuck is Ray West?
That's the attitude. The attitude is be humble, but own your balls, right? So APW is like, I think the first time I've ever really written personal stuff.
Really?
And I feel like I had license to write my own personal shit, writing little demons, what goes on in my head on these songs. So that's what that's about. So that was done in 2010. We're in 2022. Between now and then, there's a song called Novocaine on it that got some placement in a couple of shows.
Okay.
And it's probably about one of the coolest grooves I've ever been a part of writing. And so that's why I still sell the song as much as possible. I had a few different versions of APW in New York City when I was living there. And we would play
Okay.
shows in the Bowery Ballroom all around Manhattan.
Hmm.
I know the music works really well live. So I have a band that's actually putting the songs together in Philly so that we can do
Oh,
some of my shows. And it's, if you've heard the stuff, it's a little heavier, it's a little darker. And but right now we're remixing it because we got some new interest in licensing and stuff like that. And those songs kind of lend themselves to cinematic shit. Um,
nice.
so I'm trying to make that work, and I want to write. And I have another band that's in the APW vein called Magnificent Beast that's out of
Okay.
Miami, and we're actively recording right now with Miguel. So Miguel and I did APW, but now we're doing Magnificent Beast, and we're still doing our own stuff. So my time that I have away from Spread Eagle is based on me trying to write material with him.
Do you like that? Like that's the music world now. That now you can spread your wings and go and do all these different things now and different styles of music, or if you want to, or just be as open as you want to.
I think to be an artist, you got to do what floats your boat, man. If I couldn't do my own stuff, I'd kill myself, man.
Yeah.
I would lose my shit because yeah, man, it's Spread Eagle is my ID. Although that's part of my life, it's part of my DNA. But there's
Hmm.
other part of me too. Just like Rob has his own stuff called Up Earth. It's fucking brilliant. It's stuff's brilliant, man. So Ricky does his stuff in his studio all day. But I love where the music grooves and makes people move. I'm all about trying to
Yeah.
get the bodies to move. A lot of guys write musical opuses and shit. I just want to move bodies. I love soul music. I dance.
Love it.
I like to dance, bro. I like to move. I like to party. I like to have a good time, and I like to see
Hmm.
people moving. So anything that comes from my camp, my personal camp, is all about heady grooves, making bodies move. And so I think to be able to do that is special, and the opportunity to do that I don't waste. So I try to be involved in that as much as I can.
That's awesome.
I hope I'm making sense too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what was Weapons of Anew? Was that another thing you were involved in, or?
Yeah, that I am. When I was doing my APW stuff, we'll make this brief. The weapons of a new part's always brief. When I was doing the APW stuff, I got a phone call and was asked to join this band. They didn't have
Okay.
a name yet, and I got in touch with a German named Chris. Great guy, man, what a great guy, real basher. He's like, "Hey, we got some tunes. You should come check it out." I went out to the band's house, and they played me like a rhythm track, and I
Hmm.
wrote to it pretty quickly. I wrote a song called "Kill Shot" to it, and
Okay.
we made what I thought was going to be a demo, but it wound up being an album. So we called it "The Collision of Love and Hate," and it was a great band, real heavy, real cool stuff, man.
Hmm.
But the problem with the band like that is uh, it's a personality issue. Like
Okay.
I write lyrics and melodies, and I like to have a lot of back and forth communication. I like to have some control of what happens musically, or at least
Okay.
a hand in it, you know.
Hmm.
But the band is led by one person, and one person is the money guy. Now, there's a lot of ways to get a band out.
Yeah.
There's in every county, in every state, there is a band where somebody has money, and they
Yeah.
pay, to make things happen. Whether it's pay for the band to go to the studio, you pay for the band to go on the road. If there's a band touring, and people, it's a pay to play business.
Yeah.
So that band was able to afford to pay to play with Alter Bridge, to pay to go out with Tesla, and
Okay.
Non-Point. But the problem is when you do that, you have to earn your respect
Mm.
because these bands are out there swinging for the fences for years, man.
Yeah.
And so Weapons was strong. We were like always on the opening, slot because we paid for it, and we had
Hmm.
to work really hard for respect. And sometimes, the money gets in the way of that. And
Mm.
I'm not an employee, and I need to have what I do valued. It might just be singing and lyrics, but it adds to the stock of the band,
Yeah.
and that has to be treated with respect and
Hmm.
not a second thought. Not something that's on the back burner. So it's like I would have loved to feel like I had a level of respect in that band. There wasn't. Just egos come to play. People are just different, man, and
Sure.
it just wasn't a place for my personality.
Yeah.
Maybe because I felt I was being always ridiculed and disrespected, and it's not cool. Like, I'm also, I look, man, my family's Puerto Rican. I know I'm Puerto Rican. I don't need to be told I'm Puerto Rican every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I don't like any racist shit. I don't like any racist shit. You come at me like that, I'm gonna fuck you up. You're not gonna work with me. And it's just more like just people around it. And it's just I wasn't cool with it. Um, there's rock and roll is about respect and communication. And if you don't know how to do that with me, not with me, and I can't be with guys who are just disrespectful and say stupid shit. And I don't like falseness. So
Yeah, it's not gonna
I
work.
don't want to. I won't give them any more time because it's just like it wasn't my cup of tea. It was a great fucking band when I was in
Yeah.
it. We actually did a whole another record, and it was this really great. We did about 10 songs, I think. But then when I was asked to step down because I made the person with money very, very angry because of my attitude, they took my vocals off it, and they brought this new kid in, and I thought I think he's great, but they used all my lyrics and my melodies.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't need to give them my permission. I thought it's cool, man. Hopefully they'll take care of me. Um,
Yeah.
but once again, I think that I believe in being brutally honest. If you're
Yeah.
an honest band, be honest, man. Don't lie behind, don't hide behind, there's a lot, and let me just go and generalize. So I'm just talking about weapons. There's a lot of bands that think because they go buy lights and a couple smoke things that there's this fucking thing. You got to earn your fucking respect.
Right.
You
You're true.
can't start pissing people off because you just can't. So that's I mean, I just leave it like that because it doesn't get pretty. My point was, in every county, there's a band that somebody has money, if somebody's daddy has money, or
Yeah.
they do lawnmowers in the daytime and they've got a huge landscaping business and because they got money in their pocket, they think they're like this and they can talk like this. Yo, man, what's up, nigga?
Right.
A white guy shouldn't say that. Puerto Rican guy shouldn't say that. You know what I mean? It's like if you got money, just be cool. Don't be an asshole about it.
That's it.
So as you see, there's no love lost there. I don't like disrespect. Rock and roll should be about rock and roll gentlemen and ladies coming into the room and doing it right and being respectful of the situation. Just because you got money and you pay to do something doesn't mean you can buy respect.
Yeah. The whole money part. Just I was talking to somebody earlier. It's just like money can truly just ruin everything.
Yeah, just because look, if you're, and this goes for, I was in another band, the same thing happened. So let's talk about that one. Bass player has money,
Okay.
all right? But the bass player because he has money, starts pushing everybody around too. If you spend money on the band, it's because you want to spend money on the band. Don't give me the shirt off your back to tell me every day that you gave me the shirt off your fucking back.
Yeah.
I'm not making you do this. You're doing this because you want to do this. But
Right.
because you're not getting what you want, don't take that shit out on me. The band's not getting. Maybe the singer sucks. What is why does he wear sunglasses all the time? It could be that. I don't know. But in every county, there's somebody with money that wants to be a rock star. So they get people around them that are just going to say yes to them,
Yeah.
right? And they're gonna if you're a person that challenges them creatively or in anything, you're not going to be liked. So you just got to be a
Yeah.
yes guy. So those bands are usually based around that kind of shit. There's a lot of lights and smoke machines, a lot of cool merch, but there's no soul.
Yeah.
You could tell people you're a family all you want to, or a brotherhood. But it's just words, man.
People see through that. They know.
Yeah, some do and some don't. You'd be surprised. There's some people that they get drunk and they don't care.
Yeah.
And then they're surprised a year later when the band doesn't exist anymore. But they were so great. They were so fucking amazing. What happened to them? Somebody blew it up.
Imploded from the inside.
Yeah, man. I feel like I'm gabbing a lot. So.
No, not at all, dude. Well, dude, I got first off, I got to thank you for being very open and honest about everything. Yeah, I mean, you didn't, you just you threw it out there, and I love that. You didn't hide behind nothing. You didn't hide behind the sunglasses. Yeah,
right,
you
man.
threw it out there, and you spoke from the heart, and you told the truth, and I love that. Um, again, thank you for the music of the past that you've done and gave to us. And I'm looking forward to this new stuff you guys are going to be doing and everything else you're involved in.
Yeah, man. And Spread's got this new found energy, so it's great. Like I said, I think absence has breeded something that wasn't there before.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting to see that come to life, and then you got to back it up with performance. So luckily, the weekend went the way I wanted it to. We fired on all cylinders. I hit the notes I was supposed to hit, and people seemed happy, and we had a lot of people singing along, which was fucking. That changes everything. I think you do this to make people happy, right? But when people are singing your songs back to you, that blows your fucking mind, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I've eaten so much humble pie, I should be 100, a zillion fucking pounds. Not just a Lynch thing, but that's like it's as humble as you can be, man, because
Sure.
It's a good time. So I'm excited to do more shows.
I hate to ask a what if, but what do you think would have happened if those shows didn't come off good? That would have been like too kicked to the nuts.
I would have been in a grave. I would have been in a little island somewhere, just drinking no. I just next, man. It's like there's other things to do. If I'm not meant to do this, I'm sure there's something else. But I think if it would have been off, I would have really been hurt. I would have really been hurt. I think this was a way for me to find myself. The whole month was just a way for me to find myself. It's weird, man, because the who the fuck is Ray West thing is something that was like I put out there to really find out who the fuck I am. So
well, I think you found out who the fuck Ray West is by August 1st. This month really told you who you were.
Yeah, because I divorced myself from my younger identity. Because I'm doing some of the other things. I want to be in a heavy band. I think I'm cool. I want to sing in low tune stuff. But it's me no matter what I do. I'm Ray West if I'm in this band. I'm Ray West if I'm in that band. Unless I change my fucking name. And Ray West is not a Puerto Rican name, by the way. There's a lot of us out there that just do this because we need it.
Yeah.
If I didn't need it, I wouldn't still do it. I would have hung it up years ago. I would have just been like, but there's that thing inside you that says you can do this. Like this is how you express yourself. And I found that out this weekend. So that's good.
That's awesome. Well, congrats on that.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Man.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you.
Back at you, man. Dude, again, thank you for everything. Hang tight. I want to ask you something off air, but
sure.
Real quick. But yeah, everybody, where's the best place for everybody to stay up to date on you, to know what's going on with all your different projects?
Well, with me, it's on our socials. I'm easy to find on Facebook. It's just Ray West on my own page. But as far as spreads, I think it's spreadeaglenyc.us. That's US. And it doesn't matter what any of us do. We all post it on the Spread Eagle page because we're all cool like that. If one of my brothers is doing a different project on the page, and also before I go, there was an issue with on one of the bands you mentioned where when I would have something to do with Spread Eagle, it was seen as this, really, what are you doing? Why are you doing Spread Eagle with us? How dare you do that? That's
really.
I'm like, that's what I mean. You got to respect the history of things.
Yeah.
Respect someone's history. Go fuck yourself, right? So it's about that. It's about being genuine. So the thing is with Spread Eagle, genuine. I'm trying to be as forthright as I can with things. My brothers in Spread, if one of us has something to do, it all goes on our social.
Exactly.
So that's where you'll find my stuff, on the Spread page.
Awesome. Just by that last statement, I just said to myself, as you said that, we would be such good friends because we think such alike.
Yeah, we are. That's why we're here, right?
Absolutely, man.
All right, brother.
Right. Thanks again, man. Hang tight, everybody. Check them out. Spread Eagle coming to a city near you very soon.
Bye, friends.